I was in jail for being somebody that I wasn't. Because even when I was in the streets, I always had a consciousness. When I would do something, rob somebody, whatever I do, I would always think about it after the fact, like, damn, why did I do this or why did I do that? So when I was in prison, it really hit me. I'm like, damn, I'm in a joint for front. A lot of us did. You know what I mean? Some of us, we don't want to admit that, but I was able to embrace the reality of what was going on. And I said, man, I got to do something else. Because I always knew I was smart. And I always knew I had ingenuity with me because of the way I used to operate in the streets. Yeah. And I had organization skills, and everybody dealt with me around the city and different people because I had good energy. I never was the angry, tough guy. I never was that. I never was the brute, you know what I mean? So I always had opportunities. I always had good people, especially the OGs. They would always deal with me because of my energy and just the way my outlook on life. It was brighter. I never had a dark energy. So when I was in the joint, I was like, man, I gotta turn this shit around. And then that's at the moment where as though I realized I started educating myself, doing research, tapping into shows like Anthony Bourdain shows, No Reservations, Parts Unknown, The Layover, and I started realizing one of the problems in the ghetto is that we lack exposure. Like me, when I look at people, you got people that bring value and people that don't. Black, white, green, red. I ain't with none of that shit. I need to figure out who is trying to bring value to me, who is trying to give me exposure, who is trying to open up doors. A lot of times these doors is going to open, it's not going to come from your people. So as I started educating myself, I went from realizing that I was in Yale, I wasn't in jail. I was in Princeton, I wasn't in prison. I was in Penn State, not the state pen. And then my life changed. Because everything with me was on getting some information that was going to add value to my life. So when I walk out this joint, it's going to be game time. And that was my whole thing. But I started looking at life on a global level, not a local level. Because I said I already did the local stuff. And I realized in the ghetto, a lot of time, we had these imaginary fences. And the fence is not just on the perimeter of the physical of the neighborhood, it's on your mind. When I was in jail, right, and the young cats used to come to jail, a lot of people that used to come to prison when I was in there, I used to personally interrogate them about life as it was on the outside, because I was fascinated with just how you could be in the cell and it could go by and so much things could change and you won't know. You know, because I used to read a lot. So every time somebody would come, I would ask them a bunch of questions about, damn, what's going on, what's doing this, how you doing this? You know, and they would tell me about debit cards. So when a young cat one time told me about the cell phone, he told me about Google, right? He told me about, yeah, I could Google you. I said, man, you can't Google me. And I wrote it down because I'm like, why would you be able to Google me and I've been in jail? Why would my information be on there? It just blew my mind. So when I first got the phone and I typed in Google, I dropped the phone when I typed my name in the can because I'm thinking like, this shit tap. How do you know about me? No, but it was the idea. Technology changed my life because I was like, hold up, you mean to tell me I can do all this shit? And as I'm sitting back in my cell with the phone now, I'm looking on social media, I'm looking on things. I'm like, damn, motherfuckers out here celebrating a bunch of nothing. People running their place, they don't even know what they got. So I'm like, damn, I got the cheat code. I'm thinking I got something that's extremely special that nobody else got. Because I'm like, oh, with this shit, I could do anything. You know what I mean? Because it was tapped with so much resource. I'm going to YouTube, how to do this, how to set up this, how to do this, how to get this. I'm like, damn, all this free information here. I'm like, this the shit is here. I'm realizing that most of our people are on here partying, listening to music, worrying about somebody else's fucking business. So I said, as long as I can tap into this shit, I'm gonna win. I got the edge. And that's when I came alive, when I touched that technology. When I came home, I was always an explorer. And I was exploring the ghetto, because I would be in different neighborhoods. But now I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, damn, I gotta go here, I gotta go there. I started going to different environments in the city. I would walk in a restaurant, didn't even have no money to buy nothing, but I could get a hot tea, sit in there, start a conversation with somebody at the bar. Man, what do you do? What do you do? You know what I mean? Oh, yeah, I'm a lawyer. So I just started tapping into different people, and as I started getting more money, I would travel more. I would go to different cities. I would jump on a train. I would jump on a megabus to go to New York just to get away from that perfect environment. And coming back to Philadelphia, I had to clean my eyes. The reason I say clean my eyes, because when you get out of jail, you come back to real poverty. Your eyes, it could be a struggle, and it could beat you down. And your eyes and your mind could be worn out because you coming back looking at some real hardcore ghetto shit when it's like, oh, the world is bigger than this. Once I realized that the world was bigger than the ghetto, my shit changed, and I'm like, I'm expanding, I'm out of here. You know what I mean? Because I said the world is waiting for all of us. But a lot of us don't get that. You got some brothers that go to the military, they go to college. That's where the exposure comes for a lot of black people. Either the military or college. You know what I mean? Or they might take a job somewhere else and they're like, hold up, you motherfuckers lied to me. You mean to tell me it's all this shit going on? And that helped me. America needs the justice system. So they're not going to make no changes. The people got to make changes in their minds. The community got to make changes. Because at the end of the day, if the justice system make changes and it slow down, that means no police, that means no parole officer, probation officers, the stenographers in the courtroom, the sheriffs, the COs, the counselors in the prisons. That don't make no sense. You need crime in America. America is built on crime. That shit ain't gonna never stop. You need that. It's just people gotta figure out a way to stay out of the system and out of the trap because you understand the trap. You know the course is not on our side. Why the fuck you doing crime? You see what I'm saying? Why you setting up a drug operation? You could be setting up an S corporation and figuring out how to do this business and get this goddamn all this this credit, get all his lines of credit and do whatever you need to do. Bring value to value, devalue value. So I fuck with people that bring value. I don't give a fuck about, oh, you black, so okay, cool. You're not gonna have me crypto about this black shit. Oh, it's a black business. No, you're a business, bro. Like stop trying to, and the only time you need to talk that is when you get the tax breaks or when we get the resources on the black, and now you can do that on paperwork. But be a business. Stop boxing ourselves in to only believe certain ways. I mean, stop saying, oh, you gotta vote this way because that mean that. You voted that way and shit ain't never happened for me. Ain't nobody never do nothing for me. I ain't never seen no politicians in my neighborhood come and look out for the elders in my neighborhood. I seen more drug dealers look out for elders in my neighborhood than the politicians. So it's like it's just be a lot of bullshit. And one thing that I know, we live in a world right now where you can, where the system and power is manufacturing truth. They're remixing truth to us. So the marketing of the world is where all information comes from. They market all this bullshit to us that we believe in a bunch of shit. We worship a bunch of shit that's not even true. Blacks, the foundation was always been a game. Because one thing about black people, the black people got to catch on to it first. But when you black in America, sometimes it's a mindset. You have black people catch on, then it starts to springboard and other people catch it because it's a universal message. And sometimes in the black community, black people only like when you go so far before the hate comes. See, I'm not no nigga that sit around and oh my God, my people, I love my people. But I know my people. You see what I'm saying? And we be with the shit. You only gonna get so far to a motherfucker looking for a reason to hate, for a motherfucker looking for a reason to tear you down. The most hate I ever got was from black people. See, one thing about me is I'm not no one of these goofy dudes that believe in all this bullshit. You know what I mean? If somebody kill me, it's gonna be a black person. If I die today, the last person I'm gonna see is a black person. They gonna shoot me. You know what I'm saying? If some dumb shit happens, it's sad, but that's the reality of our life. You see what I'm saying? The other nationalities, I ain't got to worry about them. They ain't even thinking about it. I got to worry about my own people. So I love my people, but I know my people. You see what I'm saying? So I ain't sleep at all. The world belongs to me. You see what I'm saying? It belongs to all of us. But we just don't understand that. So when I'm looking at life, I'm always looking at expanding, meeting more people, building more relationships, thinking outside of the box, going to new places. You see what I'm saying? Seeing the world. You see what I'm saying? Everything out here is for us. All you need is a debit card and you can see the world. Debit card, credit card, you go right online, you can book a flight, you can eat at a restaurant, you can stay at this hotel, you can tap into another culture. This is about living with me, bro. Because guess what? One thing, I'm not no swoopy dude. I ain't working with no bullshit. I'm not gonna be here forever. But I'm gonna be here forever because I'm gonna leave a message that's gonna live forever. So whatever happens to me as I go, it is what it is. I'm cool with that.